coming up.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's second down. Ball at the 33, second and 9. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jordan Brooks gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Now after that sack, it's third and long for Jackson and the Ravens. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. They're looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one. And let him know he'll be back the very next series. They were maybe hoping for a little bit of a back shoulder fade there. That's a play that's been in vogue the last few years in all aspects of football. But they couldn't get the hook up there.
And that is incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yards for a first down.
On play action, here's Tua. And with a hit, receiver releases it. Tagovailoa going for it on fourth down. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. They're unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. What a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, one great way to judge a defense. How do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try to put out the fire. Give this man great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Second down and 8. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Henry up the middle, and he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That one is blown up by Jordan Brooks, the linebacker.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now the ball comes loose. One of the DBs has it.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here, because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. Well, this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. And nearly picked. It's second down now. It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone. They complete it to Hill. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. Past the 20 for a short gain. Second down. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Airing it out deep for Smith. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. Let never harm themselves. I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, but thank you, Dr. Davis.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Jackson to throw. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down. They fake the handoff, now Tua. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Off the play action, Tagovailoa. He's going to be hit and taken down. Tua departing, 4th down, they're going for it. Tua on 4th down. They're going to find the open man. That's complete. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Play action, now it's Tua. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Well, fortunate to retain possession there. It's second down. Now Tua. They set up the screen. Achane has it. doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And they need about the length of the football here on 1st and goal. Now two are going to try and sneak it. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Dolphins post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. But I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Here's Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, I think completions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Jackson. That's over the middle and caught by the rookie. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Jackson will throw again. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Throwing is Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Jackson. That's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 28. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Again, Jackson. Flushed out right. Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Jackson now. It's caught by Aguilar. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now it's Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a 2nd half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman on a touchdown throw from Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. Tucker with the extra point. He's going to tie the game as we approach halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation when they decide to take a shot.
This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, it takes a little too long to develop. You got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. It could have been a fumble. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, Charles, you know, it's so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And he's good. Inside the 10. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. Oh, some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly, maybe a background, and we all know that coaches in the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Oh, Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Brandon Stephens. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. First possession in the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them in the gear a little bit. They've been stuck in mental much of the game. That can give them a little bit of confidence. The big plays are out there.
Inside handoff. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. In motion, Aguilar. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Broken tackle. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it's enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Henry again on 2nd down. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
And that run wasn't just for a 1st down. That was for some confidence. They've had a tough day moving the ball on the ground this entire game. I think after that one, they'll feel a little bit better about themselves, and now they got more downs to try and get it done.
Touchdown! Nelson Aguilar from 6 yards away. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection. Their chances here in the 2nd half.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right, throw it out the window. Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
And he'll have the Dolphins 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. They couldn't ask for much more to this play in the 2nd half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Achane here, they stay on the ground.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
Getting in there for the tackle, Marcus Williams.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he fires one back incomplete.
Defense. Blocking in the field with extra defensive backs and speed. Unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Adolfo Oro. And he will bring this back. It's a quick 6-yard touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continue here in the 2nd half, and the defense comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
And that's a great observation, too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to pull the playmakers together.
And my goodness, another interception. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
57 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
All right, I've got to be careful here, all right? He's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What are you saying? I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely. Still got a lot of life left in those legs. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Dolphins are right back in this football game. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. The drive starts with a run from Achane. And he is going to lose yardage here. After the loss to start out, he's 2nd and 11. On play action. Here's Tua. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he's going to be taken down short of the 1st, right around the 15-yard line. Fourth down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. And they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Now a handoff to Henry. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Henry will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Tucker on the extra point. Lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Looking to pass. Tua. And that is incomplete. Keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. As he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Jackson. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on first and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Now it's Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bradley Chubb picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on fourth and goal. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that.
And that's caught inside the 35. All the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 77 yards. And the Dolphins have got it back to a two-score game here in the fourth.
You got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the three-score lead. Now it's down to two, but three-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. Tua and the Dolphins offense staying put. They'll go for two. Here's Tua. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So two scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And did the Dolphins get it? Yes. Miami football. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They're in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Just a difficult situation to be in here in the final minute. Down two scores, you know you need some providence from somewhere. They're going to keep firing away till the end, but this one falls incomplete.
Now Tua. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, and Joe Namath, he did it 3 times.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Now a 2nd and 10. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Here's Jackson to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
You know, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to stay with it.
That's true. 4th down, here's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs. Here's Tua. And he caught by Hill. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little, too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And who's got it? I think the Ravens do, yes. And they're going to win this football game. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball from the team kicking in an outside kick situation. The numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
This was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
Hey, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gault. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.